And just while we blaze, take this time for you. Do what you need to really make the most of your practice. So whether that's making sure your ringer is turned off or asking your roommates not to interrupt for this sacred hour, whatever it is that gives you that time to really be with yourself and not check notifications or work emails, just for this time. So if you need to pause the video and just make sure that ringer is all the way off, no vibration, no buzzing, go ahead and do that. And cheers. And of course, just as we blaze here, I'll add that cannabis use is always optional with yoga. So no one is saying that every yoga practice needs to be enhanced, but simply that there is so much amazing medicine if you're feeling the call to enhance it, whether through topicals that are non-psychoactive, whether through beautiful sun-grown joints or vaporizing, or maybe a really delicious edible. It's always up to you, the amount, the method of consumption, the type of strain, or of course being sober is also a totally beautiful and sacred way to approach yoga. So there's no right answer here when people ask me, how should I consume or how much or what strain or should I eat it or vape it? Unfortunately, it's just, there's no right answer. It's just completely whatever floats your boat. And if you're sparking now with friends and going to do an enhanced practice with friends, you might share your favorite strains. You might do a practice where each of you brings in your favorite type of cannabis, so you can all take a puff from everybody's favorite, or you can do one person's strain for the first 15 minutes of practice, pause the video, consume the second strain, and so on. So you can make Ganja Yoga little parties or little gatherings and make it sort of a strain tasting experience or a strain pairing experience. So when you're ready to, let's find our seat for meditation. So we start every practice with some form of meditation. So sometimes we stand, sometimes we lie down. Today we're going to sit. And if you're still consuming, still vaping or smoking, you don't have to rush to complete the enhancing process. Make getting high sort of a meditation in itself or a mindfulness practice in itself. So you can take as long as you need and pause the video whenever you want. And then when you're ready to come to a sit, any kind of sit. I'm sitting cross-legged, as you can see, with one heel directly in front of the other. And this really lets the pelvis and hips be nice and open. You might use a pillow or a yoga block to help alleviate some of the tension and strain that this pose can bring. So the higher your hips when you're sitting compared to your knees, the easier the seat will be to maintain. So if you need to pause and go grab a pillow, even a couch cushion, something to prop your hips higher, you're going to find that sitting is a lot more comfortable. And become aware of, the hip bones on either side of your pelvis. And you want to roll your hips forward. So let's just do a couple rounds. You can roll them back and then roll them forward. Back and forward. So forward, it's like you have a bowl of soup. Your pelvis is a bowl. You're spilling your soup out in front. Rolling the hips back would spill the soup behind you. Roll the hips forward, tilt the hips in front. Your pubic bone rolls away from your belly button. Tilting the pelvis back or the hips back, your pubic bone is closer to your belly button. We pretty much always try to avoid that. Daily life with sitting a lot, sitting on computers, driving, can shorten the leg muscles and make us tilt our pelvis in this incorrect way. So we want to try to roll the hips forward, even if it feels a little hard. Let your low back have a nice spacious curve, your pubic bone moving away from the belly button. Last toke before we close our eyes.